Are you all set? Okay, welcome to the Monday, November 17th, 2025 meeting of the Montpelier Design Review Committee. We will let members, including remote members, introduce themselves as well as staff.
Meredith Crandall, staff.
Stephen Everett, member.
Martha Smirsky, member.
Rebecca Owens, member.
Okay, at this point, we can let Meredith review the remote meeting procedures and process.
Okay, so Alicia, you've seen this a few times. I think Anthony, you may have seen this once, but we will go to the, oh, sorry, things are a little slow today for some reason. Okay, so for anyone viewing tonight's design review committee meeting via the ORCA media, you can participate in the discussion via the Zoom platform through either video or telephone access options. To have the full video experience, please type this link into your web browser. Alternatively, you can dial in from any phone using this phone number, and then when prompted, put in this meeting ID. Under either of those options, I'll get a message that you want to get into the meeting and be able to let you in. If you're trying to access the meeting and having problems, please email me at mcrandall@montpelier-vt.org. For those attending via Zoom, turning your video on is optional. For everyone attending, please keep your microphone on mute when you're not speaking. This will help reduce background noise. Note that the Zoom chat function should only be used for troubleshooting or logistics questions. Questions or comments about an item on the agenda should be made verbally. In the event the public is unable to access tonight's meeting, and I would find out about that via email, the meeting will need to be continued to a time and place certain. I'll now hand the meeting back over to the chair.
At this point, do I hear a motion to approve the agenda?
You got to unmute.
I just did. This is Martha. I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
And this is Rebecca. I will second.
All in favor of the agenda, speak your names.
Martha.
Rebecca.
And Stephen, agenda is approved. We can move forward to the first application for 6 State Street, Unit A, Chris Gleason, owner 26 State Street, LLC, regarding the new projecting sign. Is someone there to describe the sign?
Sure. I am the sign painter. My name is Anthony Joyce. The sign we're looking at today is just like an oval shaped sign with a bracket that kind of encompasses the oval and then is mounted to the wall that way. The design is based off a bar in Japan that is also a listening bar like Chris's bar, Hepcat. And since his bar is like a Japanese inspired bar, he wanted to kind of go with a Japanese style look.
So the sign itself is oval?
It's an oval shaped, yes.
Okay. Okay. And black and white, correct?
Black and white. Yep.
Great. Okay.
Just as a thought, and it has nothing to do with this application. I don't think anybody has any issues with the sign. A thought, when they painted the sign band, the orange color that this sign will be mounted to, just as a suggestion to set the sign and the sign band off, had anyone ever thought about putting a black pinstripe around the perimeter of the sign band?
The sign band will be black. It will be painted black. Like
The orange?
The orange sign band. We're talking about not the sign, but the sign band itself, the orange wood that this sign will be mounted to.
Oh yeah, we haven't Me and Chris did not think about that.
It would be the orange against the brick. It's a different color. And if you did the perimeter, that top little thin strip of the overhang, that piece of trim on the top,
Yeah.
and then just do a black pinstripe around the bottom trim, top trim, and then on the verticals on each side of the sign band. A thin pinstripe might set that off really nicely. And again, just a thought. It's not part of the application, but
Agree with you,
if you would like to do that, we could include that as part.
Yeah, I mean, there would be something that I would take up with Chris.
Again, this is just an option. It's
Sure.
not a requirement in any way, shape, or form, but it just might make the sign itself stand out really nicely.
If Chris was here, I'd bring it up with him, but it's completely up to him. And
Okay.
so I don't really have any say in the design, I helped him design the sign for his shop and we hadn't talked about that, so I couldn't tell you if you'd be interested in something like that or not.
Just mention that it was suggested it's as part. And again, that's his option totally.
Cool.
Does anyone else have any comments, questions, or suggestions? Any of the other members?
No, it looks good to me.
Okay. We can go through, there's a set of criteria for each of the application for the sign application in the design review district. And I can read through that. Number one, the size, location, design, color, texture, lighting, and material of all exterior signs shall be compatible with the buildings and structures of the site and surrounding properties. This sign is acceptable. Where appropriate, signing shall respect the original sign placement and sign bands on historic structures. Acceptable. If a building has multiple tenants, there shall be consistency in placement and size among all signs. Acceptable. It is recommended that sign placement be centered over the building entry. This is acceptable. Sign installation shall minimize damage to character defining materials. Acceptable. And sign design, color, and typography shall respect historic precedents where appropriate and shall be the appropriate scale for existing and new buildings. Acceptable. And sign support structures shall be compatible with the building architecture and must not be overly complex or dominant in and of themselves. Acceptable. All in favor of the application, speak your names.
This is Martha. I say yes.
This is Rebecca. I say yes.
And Stephen says yes. So it is approved 3-0. And I don't know if I should write anything down about
I don't think you
I
have
don't
to.
have to just
No.
leave it up to them. It was a suggestion only, and it's up to him whether he wants to do it or not.
Yeah. So Anthony, I'll try to remember to include a note about the black pinstripe is just like a suggestion, a design idea that came up in the meeting. And then do you know if Christopher's around? Because I can have him come pick up the permit like this week. Or we can mail it out, or you could, I don't know if, I think you're local, but one of you can come pick it up.
Oh yeah, I'm just in East Calais, and Chris is also local. He should be in town.
No,
I could tell him to go pick it up.
Yeah, I'll email him and when it's ready. But we should be able to turn this around tomorrow or the next day at the latest, as long as, nobody comes down horribly sick or something, knock on
Great.
wood.
Yeah.
So, okay, great.
Great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we can move forward to the next application for 118 Main Street. Applicant owner Malone Properties. And this is regarding a projecting sign as well. Is anyone there to describe the sign?
Yes, I'm Alicia Filer. I'm a representative of Malone Properties. So the idea is that a projecting sign would be mounted on the second floor of the building, the 118 Main Street building, centered along the horizontal face, but up in line with the top of the second story windows. It's what I would call kind of a building generic sign. So the whole building will have co-working spaces, both the first and the second floor. And so we're calling it the Hive, excuse me, Hive, like beehive, worker bees. So we have a couple different signs that we haven't necessarily nailed down as far as the logo pattern. And we were kind of bringing them all to you folks for any comment that you might have. And then the bracket is intended to be a metal black matte kind of powder coated black matte metal a sign that mounts on the mortar lines of the brick and then projects out to hold the sign from the top. The sign's going to be about a 3 foot by 3 foot type square sign over the excuse me, and it's visually it's over the old seating area that's in front of that building.
Alicia, just so that I can share the screens appropriately, is there one of the options that is the preferred? Is that the one that you emailed me that might be the preferred?
I that is my anticipation that is preferred.
So
I received it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me share that one
Perfect. Thank you.
on the screen. So it would be like a black background with the white text and imagery is what the idea is.
Yes.
Oop. Oh, hold on, that didn't. Why is it not? Okay, it is sharing, I guess. It's just sharing strangely.
Yeah, no, I see it. And it's interesting that the contrast of the image versus the background of the image viewer, it kind of makes it look almost like a charcoal or brown. It's intended to be black and white, but it's kind of one of those literally gray areas, right?
Yeah, so that's where that one comes into play. That's the preferred.
I see 3 options on your original application. Are those options still being discussed?
I think less so, but they still are on the table. Yeah, we the image that Meredith is sharing now was a late night received item in my inbox, and so I think that the owner was kind of playing around with things and wanted to make sure that all of the options got reviewed. If there was something in particular that you really didn't want to see, we would want to know that and respect that decision.
Okay. Well, this isn't binding on anybody, but my preference is the one that has yellow in it, the second one that's in our original PAT. It said the Hive co-working suites.
So that one.
That's kind of my preference, but as we said, that doesn't hold anything. I like the idea that it says co-working suites, which actually explains what you're doing a lot more.
That is a nice feature on whatever sign they choose to have that there so that people know what it is as you walk by.
Is that font, the co-working suites on the bottom, going to be big enough to see when the sign is up on the second floor windows when you're walking on the sidewalk, you think? Do you know what size that font is, Alicia? Sorry, I know you're having a hard time with your voice.
It's okay. I don't know an actual dimension. I am picturing it large enough to read from the sidewalk. Perhaps not if you're driving quickly up Main Street. Not that anybody should be. But I think that because the sign will be fairly substantial, I would say, that text size would increase. Similarly to the other the last night picture, the Montpelier would be a similar size text, I think, ratio wise.
Yeah, fill that square a little bit more than what
Yeah.
this one is showing.
Right, right. And I think when you just mentioned that, perhaps I mentioned if he preferred the Hive with Montpelier on there, maybe perhaps the Hive co-working suites Montpelier, and it kind of adds another line of text to include that co-working text in there to kind of.
Is there a Hive anywhere else other than Montpelier?
I think this might be a first of perhaps a number of them in the future, but I think this would be the first.
It would, whether you have Montpelier on there or not, I think that the suggestion of having the co-working suites on the sign describes what it is that's there, rather than to walk by and say the Hive. People are going to say, what is that?
Okay.
Well, and especially with the restaurant sign on top, right?
True.
It gives the
Yes.
Hive might also
Everything
be like,
bees, everything
yeah.
honey.
Yeah.
but might be like some boutique-y, restaurant or something versus what it actually is. And like you and I discussed that historic sign, there's some exemptions, so I'm not coming after to say you got to change it now because there's not a restaurant there anymore. But still, to avoid that confusion, it might be something to.
Is the main entrance going to be what used to be the restaurant entrance for
Yes.
the lower level, or will there be an entrance way off to the left, which used to go up the stairs to the restaurant upstairs?
So the the main entrance will be the entrance on the right-hand side. The left-hand side is a staircase that's going to be used for egress only. So it will not
Okay.
be an entrance point. So it's proposed that we'll have this sign outside, and then inside that main door, there's a vestibule where there'll be kind of be like a directory
Yes. Okay.
item that would indicate, second floor, these units, first floor, these folks are located, or something like that.
Well, will there be a plan for a sign probably on the inside of the glass of the main door? Because for about 7 months of the year, with that tree in fully leafed out, you're not going to see that upper sign unless you're walking down the sidewalk.
At this point, that hasn't been brought to my attention to put some kind of lettering on the exterior glass door. I certainly would consider that being a good option. I think, Meredith, you want to?
I was just going to say, the design review committee can give guidance, and as long as the application is on the inside of the glass and you can see through it, it doesn't need a permit.
Okay.
But they can, you can get the committee's ideas on what might go inside the glass if it's a duplication of the projecting sign or something else. If they have some ideas on something else that would work better.
Okay. Yeah, I would definitely anticipate having a very similar product on the face to indicate the same logo, whichever one gets selected, and then potentially having the street address. I know the street addresses are always nice to have in big bold letters. So if we were able to incorporate the same logo that was on the sign, and then potentially in addition 118 Main Street, or some combination of Main ST dot or something like that.
If on the inside of the glass, it would be a nice combination. If you're looking at the sign, the Hive Co-working Suites, that one is on black with white and gold letters. If you did it behind the glass, you wouldn't have to paint a background, but you could have and the co-working suites, for instance, in black letters, and then have gold letters, a dark gold letter, the Hive, and then your six-sided geometric. You could have that on the glass on the inside, and it would duplicate the other sign, but obviously would be readable through the glass.
Yeah, without a big square or something.
And again, you could just have the lettering there. Again, black letters for the and co-working suites. And then again, have your geometric plus the hive and the gold, a dark gold that would stand out through the glass. That would be a nice combination. Again, a suggestion, because on the inside, you don't need a permit for anything inside the glass.
That's great. Great suggestions.
I think incorporating that gold will make it pop a little bit more.
I think so.
I mean, I don't have a vote, but I like having the gold in there somewhere.
I do too.
The gold just gives it, I mean, it just looks really classy and it pops out at you much more so than the just the black and white just looks a little more bland.
Also, the deep yellow gold goes with the whole idea of a hive.
Yes.
We'll add a little bit more, a little touch of color to the building too. That's a little different from the black and the brick.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we could just give a suggestion as to, I'm assuming that would do the square sign. Is your preference the square sign or the round sign?
The square.
Okay. So that would just be our first choice as a recommendation, to use the square sign, the Hive co-working suites, in either with or without the Montpelier on it. Anybody have any other comments, questions, or suggestions regarding that?
I do. I'm a big fan of the most recent iteration, the one that got emailed, but I agree with the color and the co-working space. I think the most recent layout's the strongest, but it would benefit from the gold and the different language at the bottom. Yeah.
Okay.
That was me. Yeah.
And so perhaps it was the three honeycomb,
Yeah.
in gold, hive again in gold,
Mhm.
white and then white co-working suites, Montpelier.
Yeah. And my
Um,
reasoning behind that is on the first one with the large singular comb, it reads a lot like Ohio or something like, yeah,
Yes.
it doesn't read
That's what got
like,
me too.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
hive.
I like this, it makes it look more like a graphic element versus part of the word.
Perfect.
Yes. No, that's a nice suggestion.
It's a good point.
The
Okay,
sign's gonna help. Oh,
I can jot that down as the recommendation. And again, I think that it catches your attention and gives you information of what's inside. And then again, you could recreate that again on the inside of the glass, and again in using the gold, but instead of the white, using the black for the lettering. Does that sound reasonable to everybody?
It does to me.
yes.
Okay. Then with that recommendation, I can go through the criteria. The size, location, design, color, texture, lighting, and material of all exterior signs within the design review district shall be compatible with the building and structures of the site and surrounding properties. Acceptable. Where appropriate, signing shall respect the original sign placement and sign bands on historic structures. Acceptable. If a building has multiple tenants, there shall be consistency in placement and size among all signs. Acceptable. It is recommended that sign placement be centered over building entries. This one is centered over the building at its proposed location is acceptable. Sign installation shall minimize damage to character defining materials on the building. Mounting the sign in the mortar joints is acceptable. In masonry buildings, fasteners shall be in mortar joints, acceptable. Sign design, color, and typography shall respect historic precedents where appropriate and shall be the appropriate scale for existing and new buildings, acceptable. Sign support structures shall be compatible with the building architecture and must not be overly complex or dominant in and of themselves. I'm assuming the sign mounting will just be an iron metal structure that the sign will be suspended from.
Yeah, so the email that I sent around that I just showed on the screen, that
yes.
one, I think, Alicia, you said that was more representative of what the support structure would look like than what was in the original packet.
Yes.
Yep, exactly.
And that's acceptable. All in favor of the application with the recommendation of the coloring and wording, speak your names.
This is Martha. I say yes.
This is Rebecca. I say yes.
And Stephen says yes. So it is approved, 3 in favor.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, Alicia. I will be in touch probably tomorrow.
Sounds great. And somebody will come pick it up.
Yeah, that sounds great. I hope you continue to improve and feel better.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good night, everyone.
You too.
Bye.
Okay, thank you very much. And I'll write that up in just a minute.
Sounds good. I don't have a 7 o'clock meeting, so
Okay.
I can sit here while you write, and that's fine.
Has everybody had a chance to look at the meeting minutes from 10:14?
I'm just going to flag right now that I know there's a typo at the top of those special meeting minutes. It says October 20th. It should say October 14th.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So
I didn't notice.
here for the 14th instead of the 20th.
Yeah, for the special one.
Any changes or comments?
No, they look good to me.
None for me.
Okay, so all in favor of the minutes, speak your names.
Martha?
Rebecca?
And Stephen, minutes are approved.
Okay.
And does anybody have anything else to add at this point?
go
The
ahead.
minutes from the 20th, are we reviewing those too?
The 20th was the special meeting.
Nope, that was
No.
the typo. Those were the 14th was the special meeting. And I should have said the 14th at the top. And then we also had the October 20th, which was the regular meeting. Sorry.
Okay, the special meeting was the 14th.
The special meeting was the 14th, but I accidentally wrote the 20th at the top.
Okay.
So it says special meeting October 20th. That's the 14th.
So
That's the one you're going to change, right?
Yeah, that's the one I'm going to change.
Yeah.
That's the one Rebecca and Martha thought that they were approving with the vote. And then the October 20th
No.
meeting minutes. Which you were all at.
Mhm. I have had a chance
have
to
to
review
approve
them. And
that
it looks
meeting.
good
It
to me.
was on our meeting. It was the,
No, but these are the October 14th special meeting minutes. These are the minutes of what you guys said. Because there was
Okay.
a quorum of you there in
Okay.
attendance. So that's why I had to do a little special meeting
Okay.
minutes for that one. If
then
if
so-
there weren't a quorum of you there, it wouldn't have mattered.
Okay.
But there
Well,
were actually like 4 of you there. So.
Okay. So since we were there, I guess we need to approve those. So do I hear a
I
vote?
think we did. I think that's what I was speaking to. Was the
Okay.
special minute.
I think.
Which one did we approve?
I thought you approved the October 14th ones
The 14th.
with the
Yes.
edit, making it my fixing the date at the top.
That was the 14th.
Yes.
Let me hear a motion to approve the 20th meeting.
Okay. This is Martha. I make a motion to approve the minutes from the 20th, October 20th meeting.
And
Okay,
Rebecca will second.
and all in favor, speak your names.
Martha,
Rebecca.
And Stephen. So all the meetings were approved.
Yes. That way we know we did it. All is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, you have no applications yet for December 1st.
Right. Nothing yet. There's still
Okay.
time for that to come in. And then I just wanted to poll the people who were here today about attending December 15th and January 5th. So that's the Monday. January 5th is the Monday after New Year's, which I assume most people will be back, but you never know. And the 15th, it's not as bad as my planning commission meeting, which is supposed to happen the Monday before Christmas, but I just wanted to double check, make sure people were going to be around on the 15th of December.
I have no reason to think I won't be.
Okay.
I think the 15th is okay.
Yeah, the 15th is pretty safe. I'm planning commission on the 22nd might get canceled.
but for us, the 15th would work.
Great. Awesome.
And you want any ideas on the 5th, or do you want to
If you-
scratch that?
I mean, it's up to you. I guess just think about it. Look at your schedules. Like if somebody's trying to fly back the Sunday before, I'm going to be like, I'm not going to count on them to attend. So just
We'll
keep
give
me
you a
posted.
better idea on the 15th.
That sounds great. It lets me give applicants a sense of when they would be coming before you.
Okay.
I do have, if we can get a quorum on the 5th, that would be good. Actually, I'll try and get them before you on the 15th. I have actually do maybe even on the 1st. I have the co-op, Hunger Mountain Co-op, coming before you with some they want to use at least temporarily the RK Miles parcel for employee parking, and get at least some initial approvals for how they're going to manage that for at least a couple of years once they figure out while they figure out what else they're going to do with the parcel. But it'd be great if they can have some release to get some employees parking over there and open up more customer parking in their main lot.
Okay.
So that would come before you one of these next two meetings.
Okay.
Okay.
Does anyone have anything else to add, or do I hear a motion to adjourn?
This is Martha. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Rebecca will second.
All in favor of adjournment, speak your names.
Martha?
Rebecca.
And Stephen, meeting is adjourned. Thank you for coming.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
To your